What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It's good to see everybody. It's a Godlike Wednesday over on our channel. And I know it's a pop up stream, but we are on the urge of Queen Studios making their appearance on Godlike Statues this Friday. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's coming up and be here before you know it. We just got a couple of days off. We're getting ready for that and preparing for Ant Adams for PCS arriving mid March. It is March Madness. We have giveaways coming up. We have special guests coming on, so we have a lot in store for everybody. So I'm looking forward to all that. It's good to see everybody on. I know this was last minute pop up, but Marcos, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh man, glad to be here. Good that we get to talk kind of like a regular, quick, statue set like Friday we do. This, this Friday is gonna be a little different, which is awesome that we have Queen coming on. So glad we can do it right now.
Yeah, man, for sure. I know you messaged me earlier today, and you're saying, man, we should really do this. And you're right, because Friday's going to be very different, right? We're going to take, we're going to ask some questions for John about Queen Studios' upcoming releases. I know what I'm going to ask already. If y'all don't already know. Anyways, I know I'm going to ask already, John, but I want to make it clear to everybody. And, Marcus made it a point to talk about this backstage, but he really wants the chat to be involved, and so do I. So bring your questions for Friday for Queen Studios for John, and we're gonna be asking questions, get some information, and see what the future is for InArt and Queen Studios. Man, great, exciting time for us. Just really looking forward to that. Mr. Kiefer, how you doing this evening? Good to see you.
Great, yeah. Thanks for having me again. Yeah, I like this Wednesday night pop up. It breaks up the week a little bit, and there's a lot of interesting things to discuss with the community. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I think I feel like right midweek, something usually drops to where it's a surprise drop or someone's working on something. I mean, I saw some amazing pictures of some customs today. Looking forward to seeing some of these pieces come about. I think we shared some in the Godlike panel, like some Attack on Titan pieces, and I think Noah was like, "Man, this looks really good." So yeah, I was excited to see that. I know exactly what Attack on Titan's piece I would want, and we'll probably talk about that here in a minute. But hey, look who made it, Melvin. Look at you, man. What's going on this evening? Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I need this break, man. I need a break for the kids. So
yeah,
well, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, look, I'm glad you got on. Hey, man, just so you know, you're welcome anytime. So just be aware, you're welcome anytime. It looks like we're having some issues. Okay, there we go. And then, of course, the bearded collector getting on. Noah, thanks for coming on, and it's good to see you. How you doing?
Yeah, doing pretty good, man. Yeah, just happy to get on midweek. It's kind of nice, and yeah, just came in from a little bonfire in my backyard. So yeah, it's been kind of nice. Yeah, good evening so far. So yeah,
that's awesome. And listen, guys, thanks for getting on like just so quickly. I know a lot of times, our work life or outside life that can affect things pretty drastically, especially what I'm doing right now. So, but it's good to see everybody. Let me just say hi. I mean, we have a lot of people on the panel. Let me see here real quick. Of course, you got a nice guy. Man, have you seen this guy post some of his cooking on his man? This guy can really make something. We need to stream from his house. Marco's next one, so we can eat over there. And then, of course, the legend, Dennis Perez. Everybody, how you doing, Dennis? I see you, man. Thanks for getting on, of course. And then the one and only Lane Kramer. What? That's true. I don't know what you mean. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff coming on. I know here he's dressing it. He's arriving and changing. Well, I'm hoping so. I mean, John has been kind enough to say yes, I'll come on and just talk about the community and talk about statues upcoming, projects. I really want to pick his brain on a few things and where the company's moving and what their direction is. Money Wasted, I see you on. Cypher, how you doing, man? Ask about 1/3. So look, that would be sick, actually. I really want to see that. We asked some questions on there. Cypher, you should join us. And we're all going to take questions from the panel, but also from the chat. So you should definitely come on, and we'll definitely talk about that. It's good to see everybody on. Oh, my man, Atticus on. Look, my mouse is going crazy. Here we go. What's going on? I see you, bro. I see you, man. Always a big supporter. Oh, my man. That's enough. Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Man, pop up stream, but let's talk about the community. Let me address one thing first. Right now, we have, let me bring this up here real quick.
Snabling time.
Oh, man. I didn't say that. Not yet. Not yet. But
Not
soon.
yet. Okay.
Soon. Let's just post here quick. Oh, here we go. Let me share this real quick for you. We do still have the giveaway for the Jean Grey Sideshow maquette, and then also from Godlike Statues. Lane, I know you're more like, hey, man, this is from Godlike Statues, but in all reality, you were kind enough to come on and generously donate this for us. So, man, we much appreciate you very much. We do, man. Thank you for that. And then also, to go with it, a Maju Space on top of that, thanks to Brian Wong from Maju Space. Man, I mean, I just don't know what to say. This is like an amazing giveaway for the community. Someone is really going to enjoy this piece. Not only that, they're going to have it in the Maju Space. Come on, man. That's going to be so nice when it's all set up and done. Whoever wins this, do me a favor, please, please tag us all. Tag Brian, give him a follow. Tag Lane, give him a follow, and then also post this, in your collection with the Maju Space. That's going to be awesome. If I had not mentioned it already before, the Maju Space will be free shipping to you, and we'll find a way to get you the statue at no cost to you. This is our giveaway to you. So it's going to be an awesome giveaway. So I didn't want to mention that. So how do you enter? Marcos, lay it down, man. How do they enter?
So you just got to be a member of the YouTube channel. You got to be a member of the Facebook group. And I believe you have to comment on this post right here. Am I wrong, Jimmy?
We will make the post. All we got to do is they got to subscribe to both. When it's time to give this away, we're going to make a post and they'll comment there. And we'll spin the wheel that evening. We'll get everybody. I think we'll wait like maybe a couple of weeks, get everybody in there, and then we'll draw it a few weeks later. That way, everybody has a great chance of picking this up. I really want to give this away to somebody, and I know they're really going to appreciate that. So it's going to be an awesome giveaway. This is going to be awesome. Right. So again, if you're not subscribed, make sure you do. That way, you're in here for the drawing, and we're ready to go. You'll be in there for that to be given away. So I'm looking forward to that. So I did want to go to pick of the week. Let me bring this up here real quick. I did see this week in the community. Let me get rid of that. Oh, yes. This was my pick of the week while I was working. I saw this come up on my feed. And immediately I thought about somebody. Let me see. So somebody posted it this week in Godlike Statues. So I stopped what I was doing. I was like, man, I was even training somebody. I was like, wow, this looks really good. Wait a minute. It's our boy Melvin. He posted this week. And it has some pieces on deck. Melvin, this looks amazing. Now, there's a few things I want to say about this, okay? Firstly, it looks really good, right? But the lighting in the room, there's something different. I don't know what you did, but I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it looks just fantastic with the lighting you have on it. And I guess all the pieces you have together, they're all mechs, so they kind of all come together, So talk to me about this, man. What did you do in this picture, and what pieces you have coming in?
Yeah, so this one, because honestly, I really don't know where to put them together. But so I tried to do some workarounds, especially the Megatrons, those two Megatrons. I tried them, put it down low. I hate it. I cannot see them clearly. I love them top shelf, especially the Dragon Megatron. Um, so yeah, and then yeah, on my lightning, I do the spotlights and some LED strip behind it. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much it. And so for more coming pieces, so obviously I'm waiting for the Queen Optimus Prime bust on that, and I don't know where to put that guy. So I'm trying to figure it out where, because it's I only have a really small room and I'm trying to squeeze everything, and I don't want also to have like really cluttered. Um, but yeah, so but man, they are heavy pieces, especially that um the Megatron Bayformer.
Yeah.
It's so freaking heavy. So I have to ask my wife to help me to move that bad boy. So yeah.
Yeah, this looks great, man. I really love how these came together. I know you have some room on the left side too, and I know you want to try to eliminate clutter. What can happen is that if you just start looking at things and like, man, I got some great pieces, but all of a sudden you have so many of them, there's not a whole lot of room to expand on, so they kind of get pushed together, and then you've got this big wall of just stuff everywhere, right? So it can very easily happen. But I know you got some room on the left side too of like kind of your man cave. Do you plan on expanding there or going to
Yes.
the front
Yes,
or?
definitely. Yeah. I'm just waiting for the pieces to come in, because I don't want to put shelves that with empty spots, like that jet wing right next to him. I hate like empty spots on that. So when, especially the jungle hunter, when it's come in, I'm gonna put the shelves in front of Hulkbuster.
Yeah.
And also I guess before that, because I know he's pretty heavy, so I'm gonna do some, I guess, switch around, especially my desk on table. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that looks really good. And I see you have that God of War piece down there below. You got it looks like the Queen, one third, Bale down low, and also the Bumblebee. Who makes the Bumblebee? I don't even know.
Prime one.
Prime One. Okay, so definitely has some great pieces on deck, and I'm looking forward to seeing this all come together. That bus that you're getting is just massive, so it's really big. So, what's your plan for that? Or
I
did
don't
you?
know. The-
Okay.
uh, to be honest, because I keep back and forth on that piece, because
Okay.
um I love that, but at the same time, I hate it because it's huge.
Yeah.
Um, so like I've been thinking like, should I cancel it or should I sell the PO? But every time I look at it from the from the Queen Studios website, and from the review um from the other collectors, it just looks so good, especially if I put it right next to Jetwing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but man, there's so many times that I want to cancel that bus.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I want to keep it, but I don't know yet. I don't know. I haven't decided. So
So, and look, I'm just gonna make a suggestion here, and look, I'm not there, so I don't know. But
yeah.
Noah had a great idea. Like, he has his bus, the one bus he does have, on his its own pedestal in the back, and that could be an option against the wall. I don't know the layout as well as you do, of course,
Mhm.
but I know that could be something that you could consider. Doing
Mhm.
that. So that could be something. No, every day. Good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. I see you, man. I see.
Also, Mel, are you thinking about getting any more art prints? Because I see that Iron Man. I know that's a bottleneck, I believe, right?
I only have I think I only have two more incoming, which is the also the bottleneck,
Mhm.
the Bale Batman, and the Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh yeah, you got the holo. It's like a holographic
Yes,
3D. Yeah, that
yes,
thing's awesome.
yeah, because I get a good deal for the diorama, so I'm just waiting for the guy to send me the invoice and
Oh,
ship it.
nice.
Man, you ain't
What?
messing around.
You're finally getting it, huh?
Yeah, you know that, right? I really want that piece.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember me and you talked about it forever. Like,
yeah,
especially when the sale came up, and then you went with Pred, obviously, which is even a better deal. But
yeah.
yeah, finally you're getting it, man. So that's fucking awesome.
yeah, that's why I'm selling the my God of War diorama to replace that. So I
Oh,
need
nice.
this.
Yeah, I mean, you've talked about a few other pieces too that you wanted in the past, but it looks like you're moving the needle, like you're going. Like there's pieces that you're really going after, and I know you've got Predator coming in. Like I said, I don't know the layout, but when I saw Noah's bust just back by itself like that, that really stood out to me. I look at his collection when he's doing unboxing and things, and I'm like, man, hmm, that's the piece I always look to first. I don't know why it just is. It's just the one that my eye gravitates to,
Hmm.
and it's just something that I really want to kind of explore later and get more busts. I went from 0 to 3 thanks to enabler Marcos and Alan Kiefer.
Not me.
So, but yeah,
Always here to help. Always here to help, Jimmy.
yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Oh, Wesley. Hey, good to see you, Wesley. Oh, a few minutes. Yeah, hey, I know that feeling, man. Especially
Yeah,
when you've got a ton, you just want more. I definitely know that feeling. Mo, my man, Fine Tip is on. Hey, man, I'm good to see you. Thanks for being here. Um, Noah, I know you had people over before. Is there a piece that when they walk into your, like where your statue room, is there a piece that people gravitate to that you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Detective Comics 1000 Batman, and then yeah, definitely the Alita bust.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably the main ones. I haven't really had too many people here since I got the Batman versus Joker Dragon, but I'm sure, you know, and then Justice Buster too. I got pretty recently, just 2-3 months ago. So, but I imagine that one certain people might really like. But yeah, it's usually the bust. That's the main thing. So
Yeah. I mean, it's just something that when I look at a collection now, something really stands out to me of like the realism look, like um, like just imagine in all your collection you have a life-size Terminator Arnold Schwarzenegger silicone skin behind glass looking at you.
hmm
Yeah, that stands out.
yeah,
That stands out to you. Bell bust looking at you. Those things stand out to me. Can they be a little creepy? Yeah, I think so. But having them there and having them behind glass and just having your setup, it's really hard to deny those things. It looks really good. Yeah, hey Melvin, I really like the setup, and I don't know if you got the room for it, but that may be an option for you is putting that on one of Todd's pedestals or something right there against the wall,
Yeah.
uh, right then between your other collection coming up. I really like these pieces too, especially that jet wing because when you look at that, you realize just how big it is because Hulkbuster is just crazy big, and it's almost as big as that. So,
Yep. Same
that's
height.
great.
Yeah.
Hey, does it weigh a lot?
Yeah.
It
It
does,
does.
yeah. He's like, oh yeah, it weighs a lot. It weighs a ton.
it's like one base, right? Everything's basically one base, and you add Optimus, I believe, on it, right? Basically, that's it.
No, no. It's
Oh,
actually yeah, not only the base. It's just there's the drillers, the
oh, I forgot about that.
like the
Yeah.
rock behind him. It's a really big peg. It's holding him. Yeah.
So, is it just me, or that Shockwave would look good with it because it has the drillers too?
I wish I have space on that shockwave.
Yeah, because that's really big. That piece
Yeah.
is crazy big.
I think same size as Jetwing, but Jetwing has the wings, right? So it's
Mhm.
wider, but as far as the size of it, they're
Yeah,
just the same.
yeah, no,
Man,
yeah,
those are my two favorite pieces, Melvin. That Hulkbuster and the Optimus. Those are incredible.
Yeah.
they really
It
are.
looks awesome.
It looks great. I agree with you, Alan. It looks great.
Yeah, it
Um,
does.
they're really big too, but when they're all together, like all the mechs, it looks really great. Freddie, good to
Yeah.
see you, man. I see you, man. Thanks for
Hey,
being out, bro.
What's up, everyone?
What's up,
Hey,
man?
Freddie.
That's all right. I know it's last minute pop up. We did, so
Yeah.
we were just we're getting on, just getting ready for talking about the community, and then also uh, Queen will be here in a couple days, so looking forward to that. It's going to be great. So I am going to share this, and I hate to go to this subject right after we just looked at Melvin's section, but we need to do this because it's literally going around the community right now. Let me bring this up real quick and share this. I think Yep, here we go.
Oh, is this the pick I'm thinking?
It is, Marcos.
Oh, rest in peace, man.
It is, yeah.
Oh,
So
Oh,
this isn't going to happen to us. It's not happening to us, but I did want to point out a few things about this when I'm looking at it, you know. So when you look at this picture, I know everybody's seen it, right? Everybody's seen this picture around the community in different posts and things like that. So he probably had one of these shelvings that said it holds X amount of weight, whatever. So he thinks he's good, right? He's good. He has enough to post on there. But I was looking at the shelving he had, and I noticed that these had metal, rods on the bottom to kind of brace the weight of it. It looks like it was some type of muscle rack. I don't know exactly which one. Of course, no one's going to buy that one now. But I did notice that it did have the metal braces on it, and you still have to go by, hey, it holds this much weight, but you have to be realistic also when you put this on there. I had somebody ask me, was it yesterday or the day before? It was yesterday. Hey, I saw your post. I saw the metal braces you bought. I saw how you set it all up. Would you suggest doing this, having this? But well, what's the weight on that? 65 pounds. 65 pounds. Yes. Yeah, it will definitely work with that. Will it work with, without it being reinforced, some super heavy weight? When you put them on there, there was somebody, I can't remember who it was, but you could see it, how they're all on the base, and it was bowing. That should be a red flag. That should be a red flag. Hey, you know what? That may be too heavy.
So Jimmy, I remember I have the garage shells, the Wayland ones, and I had my I don't know if you guys see it, the Jimmy, Big Mom, and Kaido. Both of those pieces are easily over 80 pounds each, and they were up high right here for a while, and I was like, something looks off, and I saw on one side it was kind of dipping, so I instantly took them off, and I saw one of the corners completely like about to break, honestly. So yeah, so you gotta look, obviously, and I think this guy, I don't know what shelving he got, but it looks like some cheap metal.
Yeah, it looks cheap.
It looks like cheap metal. Like someone's like, "Damn, there's a garage shelf." I'm like, I don't know where he got them, but I think he got them from like Wish. But
it looks to me like they're like aluminum, right? And
yeah,
they put braces underneath it.
Yeah,
and that, in my opinion, that me just buying that, I would know that wouldn't hold that much weight.
no,
I mean, just because of the way the shelf is built, it's just not going to hold that. Well, when I built these, like I went and bought the shelving, right? I threw away the ones it came with. I threw the actual pieces that it came with, the shelving, and I went and bought 1-inch plywood, and I sanded it. I painted them black, and that's not going anywhere. On top of that, I put in metal braces on the bottom, and I stood on it with the statues on it with me too to see if it would bend at all. It didn't. So I know I was good after that. So I knew it was good after that. I think the actual thing would collapse before the shelving would break, honestly, and that's not going to happen. So.
I feel bad too because I don't think he honestly, it doesn't look like he has any truly heavy pieces either. So I think he has a lot of, like, you can see that 1/4 Batman and like I think maybe a 1/3 Batman next to it.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look like he had like extremely heavy pieces. So that sucks.
That's funny you said that, Jimmy, because when I did my Maji cases and I put them up, I actually sat on each of them. I'm apparently, like, you can see, like, I literally went in and I sat on them. And I don't know, that's something I kind of like not grew up with, but being amongst like I grew up with Jamaicans and stuff like that, and and a couple of people in my family, they like are good with their hands and they build all that stuff. And a lot of the stuff they did, like just certain things that is just like checks, right, and balances. Is like to test. It's weird because like do some crazy like weird stuff. Like I did muscle rack garage racks like overhead that can like hold like stuff and storage on top. So as soon as like I got that together, the first thing I did was I grabbed it and I started doing pull-ups on it to see if it could support weight, you know. And I'm just like, all right, like if I can, you know, and I'm like I shake it and all this other stuff. So like I don't just like build something and then just like, oh, I think it's good. I'm like, I have to know like first like the pounds. Like when I get the box or whatever, I'm like, how many pounds does it hold, right? Because I'm putting up a bat wing with the mount, and I'm looking. I'm like, okay, the mount says it can support say 50 pounds. My thing is whatever, what have you. So I hope that collectors, whether it be detolfs, muscle racks, they're not just putting stuff up and then just being careless about the pounds. They put that on there for a reason, right?
Yep.
So I say you got to be mindful of what you're putting on your shelving or your racks, and don't just assume that it's going to hold like 500 pounds just because it's a muscle rack or it's a mount. I'm like, that stuff can fall and break. So
Right.
you know,
Noah, I did want to get your feedback too.
Yeah.
When you built your shelves, and I mean, you have some pretty elaborate pieces and very expensive ones. When you built things and you had it all set
Mhm.
up, when you went through it, what did you look for when you bought a muscle rack? Was it just, hey, this works, or this holds the most weight, or what did you look for?
Yeah, I basically looked for the one that held the most weight, and I did like how it looks. So I have the Gladiator ones from Home Depot,
Yep.
and yeah, they're good, man. I like them, but I mean, I think it's like 1,000 pounds per shelf, something like that,
Yeah.
and none of these have more than 150, 200 pounds max on them. So
Right.
yeah,
No,
so yeah,
that's the
they
right
work out
thing.
really well.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
have 2 of those or 3 of those?
Um, yeah, I've got 3 of them in here, and then I actually have another one in my shed.
Okay.
So, yeah, because I can put a bunch of heavy stuff on them. It's nice.
Yeah, no, yeah, I definitely understand that. I did post when I first started, I bought a 72-inch muscle rack. These are the ones that have the graded shelving. There is no
Oh,
shelf. It's just a big
mhm.
metal grade, right? Well, they held like you're right, like 1,000 pounds on each one. I took out the grades. I went to Home Depot and I bought the 1-inch plywood. I had it sanded. I had it stained, and I put those in it and look really nice.
Yeah,
And that's what I used. And I'm serious when I say this. There was some extreme weight on both of them, but I knew it didn't matter because of all the braces underneath, and then of
mhm.
course just the way it was set up. I stood on it on this one too. I just did that, so just to make sure that it's not going to buckle or weigh or anything. I
yeah,
mean, just think about this. There's 2 half scales on this. I was up there with them with the half scales, and it never even moved. So I knew
yeah.
it was all right.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew it was okay. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think at one time I had about 15 1/3 scale statues on both shelves on the 72-inch rack that I ended up selling, that I never flinched for a second that they may collapse or anything like that.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to do research, right? That's something that you do before you buy. I think Freddie mentioned that because, I mean, if this happened to me, hang it up, boys. I'm retired. I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm
Yeah.
not recovering from that. Not recovering from that.
I'm out of
I mean,
scout.
reinforcing is the way to go too, like you said,
Yep.
Jimmy. Like it doesn't hurt sometimes, you know, like sometimes you gotta be paranoid, you know, just like, hey, okay, this stuff's been up for a while, and then you're like, okay, I'm probably gonna add another piece of something. Like, should I, reinforce it? Should I add another like plywood on top?
Mm.
Should I put some like, reinforcements on the bottom? Sometimes you gotta think like that. There's a lot of
Yeah.
money we spend in
I
this
mean,
Yeah.
hobby.
yeah, I mean, you have to really think about that, especially when these are that much weight. I think, Freddie, you made a good point. Like when we talk about the reinforcement, think about this: the way some of these shelves are built, especially these type here, it has an outer rim that holds the majority of the weight on the outside. So if it moves or it bends, whatever, the weight's going to be all around it, 360 degrees. However, in the middle, dead center, there really isn't
Yeah.
any type of brace.
It
That's
can
the
collapse
problem.
in. Yep.
Right. So what happens if you have a piece that it's not very wide? It's not, but it's extremely heavy. It's like a lead brick right in the middle. And when we set up our statue, do we want it perfectly aligned with the other ones? Yes, we do. We really do. So I recommend to anybody, if you are thinking about doing muscle racks, thinking about doing any kind of shelving, just invest a lot of time into figuring out how this is going to be laid out. Feel free to message me. I've done quite a few, and I'm sure Noah will be happy to help you to pick out something too, what I picked out and what I've done. Mr. Kiefer, I know you have a custom shelf built or whatnot. I know we talked about different ideas, how you would do it if you went through ModuSpace. Let me ask you this. What if you didn't have that room? What if you didn't have that space and you went with a type of muscle rack? Was there anything you started with in the beginning, or did you always have something of this manner?
Well, if I hadn't done what I did with the custom furniture type display, I was going to go to the company that builds my steel aquarium stands for me and have them weld together 1.5 by 1.5 square tube steel. And I would have built it out of that. So that will hold like thousands of pounds.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that would have been nice.
But I'm happy the way I went.
Yeah.
Looks a little bit cleaner. But even in what I did, I mean, there's reinforcement all over the place. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how much those shells will hold, but a lot.
Yeah.
I don't worry about it.
What was that, Alan?
I said I don't lose sleep over it.
That's good.
But people that have like a lot of money invested in their collections, and we spoke about it the other night, Freddie and I on John's channel, and insurance, not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's relatively inexpensive for collectible insurance, and there's a zero deductible. And this guy that we're showing the picture of right now, if he had the company that I have, he could put a claim in for all that and recoup all that money.
Yeah, and that's what you would have to do, because I would literally just be destroyed without it, because it wouldn't. Well, Top Gun Collector is saying apparently the owner was on a ladder and he had put some more weight on it in the shelf, and it just came collapsing down. He was adjusting the lighting and it came crashing down. So, I mean, I'm just gonna, me looking from the outside in. Hey, I'm gonna get in there and do some adjustments, or and change the lighting, do something else. Well, I'm not gonna do that between literally thousands upon thousands of dollars of statues. I'm gonna pull them out, and then I'm gonna do the adjustment. That's just me, but I don't know how you guys feel about that.
No, I agree.
Yeah, for sure. Like that's a smart thing to do. I'm kind of like a cowboy and just kind of, do stupid stuff. But definitely do what Jimmy says. Be smart.
I just know that I couldn't recover if it was. I mean, not well, anyways. Dennis said it the best. Be very paranoid.
Yeah.
Because this stuff is not $50. It's literally thousands upon thousands, and you don't want to take any chances or any risks. My condolences to this guy. I'm sorry this happened to you, my dude. It's every collector's worst nightmare. I've seen other pictures too where a ton of pieces were shattered, but then I look at the pictures and they're on glass shelves.
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
Equan said it earlier, like the anime collectors, a lot of them have glass shells. I'm like, God, what are you guys doing, dude?
Yeah, but see, I don't have anything against glass shelves, because even when you look at other pictures of collectors, big time collectors, like who actually have glass shelves, you got to see how thick. Again, that goes to research, right? Like how thick the glass is, and then what's enforcing it on the sides, on the corners. So you got to take that into account. You can't just be using like Detolf kind of shells. Everybody's familiar with Detolfs, and you see how thin it is. You can't use something like that, and like I'm gonna put one of Marcos's like Dragon Ball Z statues on it. Like that's, I mean, yeah, it could probably hold, but now you like again paranoia sits in. I'm like, I won't be okay with that.
But like, there's another thing too with anime. They usually start out with those PVC figures, and they have those shelves, and then they go up to statues. So they just keep the shelves. I'm like, dude, you guys gotta reinvest in some shelving. Like that's what it is. I would just be scared.
I personally would be too paranoid with glass. I just would. But my parents used to have this glass coffee table, right? And we were moving, and the top of the coffee table was glass. We were moving, and that thing, the top base of it, fell out of the back of the truck. It slid and it hit the front and fell out the back, and it hit the concrete as we were going, and it didn't break.
What?
It didn't break. It was super thick glass. So, I mean, would I do it? No. But I just feel like I'd just be too paranoid. I just couldn't do it. But I do understand, Freddie. I do, because if you get the right type of glass, it could, hold your collection. But it's not something that I would do.
I appreciate collectors who like share these kind of photos, because that always serves as a reminder, like to ourselves, just like things that happen out there in the world. Like, hey, if it happened to them, it could happen to me. And then it's just like, man, what am I doing? Do I have insurance? Am I doing this? I should really. So, it slaps you in the face sometimes, like a reality check.
It does. I mean, it really does. You have to. I think we just have to really look at this and say, okay, have I done all my research? Do I really know what these are going on to? Am I worried at all? Has it, Marcos was looking at his collection and noticed that one of his shelving was starting to, to be compromised. So he's like, screw that. I'm going to fix this and get this taken care of. But, again, I'm just too paranoid. I want to make sure that everything is set right and that there's no issues with that. So anyways, yeah, I mean, again, my condolences to that collector. Thank you for sharing that picture with the community and just addressing that, especially when, that could happen to anybody. It's not just, not just a one-time incident. We've seen others come. I did want to share this real quick because this came up today. And I immediately thought about Marcos. All right, Marcos. I saw this today come out in the Throne Legacy. I did see a whole couple of Easter eggs on here that I thought it was awesome. I really love this piece. There's something about it. Oh man, I love this. The bat cowl with the skull. I love that. Is there something about this piece that it kind of blends into everything, Yeah. Maybe just because of the background, but it kind of all blends in together with the base. And that kind of bothered me a little bit. It doesn't mean that it's, terrible or anything.
Yeah.
But it was something that I took note of. It's still super cool. It's still part of their Legacy Throne series. This is a deluxe version. And when I saw it, I thought about you and what you thought about it. I mean, what's your thoughts?
I like it. I don't love it. Kind of what you said too. Like it does blend in because if you look at those little like plant eater things, it's just like it's like the exact same color as her hair too. Like there's a lot of similar colors. I like the concept of it though, like the on throne and the powers is showing. So that's really cool. Yeah. I know people were kind of mad how expensive it was, but like it's like every other throne piece they have, it's gonna be expensive. So like I don't know, just
what's the price point on this?
1,400, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like a third scale, but yeah, like like if you're not expecting that price, I don't know what you're expecting, then honestly. So, for me though, another thing is I'm a flesh tone Ivy person. So like if I could replace my Ivy I have and just put her on this, that would be awesome. Like the base, because the base is a lot better. So I like it. Like how well it will sell with the price point, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I saw this and that was my first thoughts. I really love the bonus part. I really love how it's set up. I think there was some really good ideas. Noah, is this coming home?
No, probably not. But
Yeah.
like Marco said, I think it's a really great concept. I mean, it looks really well sculpted, really well painted. She has a pretty dramatic look to her, but I think there's just something about it that's off for some people. But on the other hand, there's a lot of people that really love this piece. So it just kind of depends on what your preference is, because it's definitely kind of a different style.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's still a cool statue, though, man.
I personally like flesh colored Ivy too, Marcos. I do. And I'll tell you why. Because I understand it's not comic book accurate in some aspects, but what it looks like to me is that she stands out more with all the green around her. Is it just me, or that's what it is?
Well, actually, the flesh tone was first, and then they switched it in the
Oh.
80s, maybe 90s. So,
Hmm.
and I don't know if people like I guess people do like the green, So,
Yeah.
but I just know there was a switch on the flesh tone versus green skin one. But
Yeah, this is a piece that really caught my eye today. I really liked it a lot, especially with that bass, man. It's got a wicked bass. I think it's really cool. Alan, is this coming home?
I love the concept. I like everything about it. The paint job, they've got a lot of metallic looking painting going on the leaves around her. It's different. I love the fact the backside has something interesting going on with it. If I could find a place for this in my collection that would make sense, I would probably grab it. And for people that are wishing or hoping that it had been flesh tone, just give Prime One about 6 months and they'll have a flesh tone version. No worries. It's coming. They always do.
Obviously, yeah. I do recall them them doing that, in the past. So I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. You're right.
It's already planned, I'm sure.
Wesley said he didn't really care for her face. He saw it today. Like a child. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, it's definitely the portrait. I mean, she had a couple different portraits. I think which is the one that stands out to me. It's the original one, the 1/3 scale from Prime One. That one looks really good, and I think the flesh tone one of that one is just amazing. That's the one that I would get if I was going to get one.
This has a little bit of an anime look to the portrait.
You know what? That's the best way I think someone described this today. You're right. It does have an anime type look to it.
well, whole anime feel too, like the bass and everything too. It has a very anime like bass and all that too.
Yeah,
But,
I can definitely see that.
it's different, and I give them props for doing something different like this.
Right. And her hair, it kind of wraps up. I love the leaves in it, though. Did y'all catch that? The leaves in her hair.
Yep.
Cool.
That's super cool. And it's kind of floating up into the air. You're right. It does have that look to it. I feel like it does. I think it's good. I think it's good.
I think whoever gets this is going to have a really good piece. It just, like I said, I don't know how well it's going to sell, honestly. That's all. That's my whole point.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, Prime One's not. They're kind of, they do have higher prices. They have really good statues though, but we've all seen the edition be 500, then it goes down to 400, then it goes down like 200, and then it's happened a lot this past year. I've seen that. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. It definitely needs some adjusting.
If the price point was $9.95, they'd sell the hell out of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, also though, there have been like 6 Ivies. I feel like in the past year and a half. So that's
yeah, definitely.
That's another like thing going against this is like people are like, well, I already have like 2 Ivies from this past year. Do I need a third? So I don't know.
That's the right way of looking at it. I mean, how many sideshow Ivies have we seen?
3. I think 3 this past year, and then Prime One had their 1/3 flesh, and then I swear there's another one out there. That's how many they've been.
Well, there's no shortage of poison ivy, that's for sure. If that's your character. There's a lot of choices here. Freddie, I know you don't do comic, but what do you think about this?
So Wesley, what if he could said it best? Because I had that thought too, that she looks like a child. And then I forgot who's on the panel said about anime. I actually had that thought too. And when y'all were talking about it, I was like circling my brain, and I was like, what anime character she look like? Because she reminded me of an anime character. And the first thing that popped up in my mind, for those who watch One Punch Man, there's a character in there called Terrible Tornado. If you like look it up out there, like have time, whatever. You look up Terrible Tornado, like she reminds me just like that character. Basically like a kid with powers, even though the Terrible Tornado is like she has a blue tone, but just the whole demeanor and even with the hairstyle, she reminded me of that character. That's what made me think of like, oh man, she looked like an anime character. um, and like so something like this wouldn't be in my collection because it doesn't fit. But I think it looks cool. Like, I mean, I'm not against anime, and I like the style. So I think it's cool for anybody who gets it. It's a nice piece.
I really love throne pieces. I do love, comic like throne pieces. Like I haven't seen a whole lot of movie thrones that I like, but this one I think may. I just don't know. It all comes down to if you're really wanting an Ivy on throne, right? I mean, it all comes down to that. I could see it like this. I could see it like you having 1/4 scale villains, kind of like how Marcos has, and this having being propped up maybe on a riser behind everybody, and then maybe Batman in the middle. Maybe that'd be a way it could be displayed. I think that would look really good. But this one just isn't for me. I think if you get it, congrats. I think it's great. It just is not for me.
I could see this next to the sideshow penguin.
Yeah,
I think it would work well.
I think so. I think so.
My bad.
No, Melvin, do you like this?
Oh yeah, she's gorgeous. I don't
Yeah.
know anything about her. I know she's a villain, but she's gorgeous. That's all I can say.
It's a great piece.
Not for me.
Yeah, I heard you. I think again, if someone's looking for an Ivy on throne, this will probably be the one to go with. But for me personally, it's not for me. Marcus, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, so like the one I have is kind of like a throne Ivy, I guess you could say, the sideshow premium format, and
Right.
you get it for half the price. So like that, I know it sold out quick because I had like 250 edition size. So I guess I can kind of show.
Yeah, I think Marcus needs an upgrade. So.
Yeah, you're lagging, Marcus.
That one's Fresh Stone. Then it looks like the Batman anime series one. I'm good, man. I'm fine. And if Ivy's like, no, she's not like a villain I love. I needed it to fit my
That's
line.
fine. It will change your mind.
There's enough pieces that I'm like, almost buying. So that one's definitely not it.
He wants his Bat family. That's what he wants.
Yeah, I know. I needed Barbara Gordon 1/3.
That would be awesome. So, Marcos, what if they did a 1/3 Hush?
Hush, which character?
The main Hush character, the villain.
Oh, Hush, that'd be cool. No, I like that. I would love him in 1/4. That's what I would like. Yeah, Hush 1/3. That'd be cool. There's not much you can do with them. Like he's kind of like just a normal guy. He switches faces, all that. But
yeah,
that'd be a cool character. Yeah.
I think Marcos needs the Joker say cheese.
Of course, needs it.
I forgot I said don't bring that up, and you guys didn't for about.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm gonna bring it up.
Oh,
I'm definitely bringing it up.
I know, and I want that piece so bad. It'll go.
Wait, didn't Melvin post this today or yesterday? It was on Big Bad Toy Store for a good price.
There.
That was eBay.
Oh, was eBay?
No, I think that was Noah. I think.
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah,
no
it
one
was. Yeah. Marcos, don't do it. It's not 1/4. You can't. So
I know, but I love that piece. I do love it. Oh God, that's a great piece. I love the switch outs. Like you have everything you need in the Joker piece. It is fucking tall though. That's the only thing. It's abnormally tall with the Joker Robin base. That's the one thing.
Just think about this, Marcus. It's gonna be your birthday gift to yourself. So.
It's in June, right? For me, though?
Okay, well, look, let me ask you this: if you did get it, where would it go? Like, where would you put it at?
I would have to try to fit it in my 1/4, like villain line, I guess, and then just have like a standalone 1/3 as the biggest Batman villain 1/3.
Yeah.
So, because I don't like any of the 1/4 Joker so far. I just don't, honestly.
What about displaying it next to your Tech 1000?
That'd be cool too. But but for me, I want like Freddie said, I just want all my 1/3 Bat family on top only. Like I want like the heroes on the rooftops looking down on the villains. That's like my mindset of my collection for Batman.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're lagging just a little bit, Marcos, but
No, I am.
yeah,
Am I still lagging?
on everybody can do
Yeah, he's gonna get it. No matter what.
it. He's gonna grab it, lagging. Yeah, so, but anyways, yeah, I mean, well, look, that's probably the best Joker there is. I mean,
It is. Like me and Noah were saying though, it's fucking tall, like ridiculously tall. That's the only thing. And with these garage shelves, like you guys said, like you can move them up. I know that, so that's like I could fit it under, but we'll see. If I get it, I'll just get it to have it for the future, basically, and figure it out later. One of those things.
How tall is that?
The say cheese.
Yeah.
With the gun, because it kind of is like the highest point, or like the selfie stick.
Yeah.
That thing's like 40 inches, 39, I think. But like there's switch outs that are shorter. It's still like 37 though. It's not like it's much smaller. So
Wow.
They should have never put the Robin honestly on the base, or they did. They should have made them a lot shorter. Like take the height off.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great piece, though, Marcos. So
I
we're
like,
gonna get it in the future. I think you'll be happy. I guess the question is that do you have a spot for it? Because it's gonna be tall.
yeah, and
Figure it out.
if I get it, the reason I like it so much, it has like that green smoke around it.
Yeah,
And
he'll
it
figure it out.
so
Okay. Yeah, I mean, all power to you, man. If that's gonna be one you go with, it's gonna be a good one.
I know,
Only a true fan would buy it, so I don't know if you're down with it. Just kidding. Just messing around. Well, I mean, keep us posted, Marcos. We'll be in the group, just enabling you the whole time. But I did want to bring this up too. I know I can't recall we talked about this last week, but I will bring this up here real quick. Let me bring it up. So my man Todd posted this past week, and posted from Spec Fiction, and he posted in their small gallery that it's almost done. And I love the way this looks. It has like an epoxy floor almost, but it's can you imagine some bright colored pieces in here? How much they would stand out behind all this white? I think that's his plan, right? And he did mention that they're going to have people there taking orders on things and getting things together. Stay tuned. I will be there at the grand opening. Hopefully Marcos will be with me, and hopefully Noah will be with me. We're going to go drag Freddie. I know he doesn't know it yet, but we're going to kidnap him while he's working. And then all of us, it's going to take every one of us, but we're going to have to hog tie Alan to get him on the plane. I don't know how it's going to work.
So
It's going to take all of us to get him, because Alan's pretty strong. We're going to have to all do it together. He can't take all of it. He can't take all of it.
It wasn't so far. I'd offer the drive.
Yeah.
For sure.
I pick up Alan and we just go on a road trip.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely want to go. I want to be there and talk to Todd and maybe do some interview, do some pictures, do some video. We're going to see every single piece, and I have a master plan. So we'll plan that out as we go. That way we can look at all the reveals and everything shown. I'm looking forward to doing that, seeing everything he's got there. It already looks absolutely amazing. It does. So I can't imagine this all finished and done. And I do want to throw this out there that Todd from Spec Fiction will also be with us on Friday with Queen Studios, everybody. So
awesome.
I talked with him a few days ago, and he asked to come. So I was like, sure, man, come on in. We'll make room for
That's
you.
awesome.
Yeah. Todd has been a huge supporter of our channel, and look for an announcement very, very soon. So just a little bit of a tease there that we'll talk about
Awesome.
later on. Okay. Look for that. More information to come. So I'm really looking forward to this being completed and them sharing the updates to this.
With Todd Space, how cool is it to like live close by it, man? Because I know like 2 or 3 people in the community who live close by him, and it's just like I'm just gonna go pick up some statues, man. Like you make an order, you can just go
Yeah.
pick it up, man. I was just like, man, I wish like I knew a company like Spec Fiction, like the ones that we would normally order from, and you could just save 2, 3, 4, $500 on shipping, man. Just walk over, mine, come with my vehicle, and just pick it up. Unlike Sideshow, some other companies. I'm not throwing shade on Sideshow because other companies too. They're like, oh, you can't come pick it up for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, man, like I would love to
I'm
save
gonna be like,
shipping.
I'm across the street from you. Come on.
Yeah, you have my business like all the time. I'm like, yo, I'm coming through. Let's put them boxes together.
Yeah, your vision said he lived down the street, like from Todd. He would just drive down, pick it up, and then go back home. Fucking lucky, man.
Man,
I think Jeff, when Secret Sanctuary, I think he actually made his way down there to Todd's and picked up some stuff. Todd has his, he had mentioned Todd has some prototypes that aren't even out yet. So he's like, man, how'd you get that? Like I think he had mentioned before too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing his gallery. I really want to support Todd. I know he's working really hard to get this finished, and not to mention he's working on those godlike pedestals coming up too that everybody wants. Marco needs 19 of them, so Marco will probably do a special order.
At least 7.
that's a lot.
Yeah. Well,
I'm already down for one. So
yeah, I think I need 1, 2 at least. No, I'm sorry, I need 2. I need 2 actually.
2.
So, and I mean, who better to buy from, right? And support. You definitely want to support Todd. He is. Not only is he a collector, but he's a good dude. And I've never had an experience with Todd that I felt like, man, I was just out in the dark. Nothing I can do. Really good dude, and he'll take care of you. Make sure you shop with him. So yeah, that's coming up soon. This was dropped today. Let me bring this up. I didn't want to say so. Well, I was gonna say let's say some of it for Friday, but Friday will be a different situation. It will not be sharing the entire week. So let's bring this up here real quick. And I definitely want to get Noah's opinion. Noah, this was announced today, and the full reveal was today. I think the community were half and half. I hate it. The other half was like, this is godlike. Man, I can't wait to get it. But I want to know, what do you think?
I think it's cool, man. I like it. I like both versions.
Mm-hmm.
I do need to watch this movie again. My wife showed it to me a couple years ago, I think, maybe a little bit longer, and I don't remember it too well, so I want to see it again. But it was pretty fun. But yeah, statue looks pretty good. I think they got his likeness pretty well. So it's kind of a simpler paint job, but looks like Arnold.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Arnold for sure. I mean, I know you had mentioned that you're going to watch this again because you haven't seen it in a while. But when you look at this, I mean, I definitely want to know. I'm going to ask Ant when he comes on. What is the sword made out of? And is this the final version of it? This is.
Yeah.
I really want to know. If I bought one, if I went through it and got one, it would not be this one. It would actually be the other version, even though I love the skull base on that one. It would actually be the other, which is this one here. This is the one that I would get if I did get it. I thought it looked really great. Look at that, man. It's like, let me back here real quick. All right, Freddie, you as an Arnold fan, what is your thoughts? But and then go over the likeness. What do you think?
Arnold is a human being in his prime. Like this guy didn't even look human. I'm just like you look at the statue. I'm like, there's no way a human being on Earth looked like this. I'm like, Arnold was jacked back in the days. And And for those who don't know, he was good friends with Lou Ferrigno, and I'm old enough to know that Lou Ferrigno at some point got the part to play Hulk on the TV show, right? And Lou Ferrigno was also Jack. So these two, from time to time, they went against each other from time to time, but they were in bodybuilding competitions, like, going for Mr. Olympia and all that other stuff. And those two, like, were Jack both. So, like, he's just a freak of nature, man. I'm like, that dude is huge. And I'm just like, because I saw some people in the community, they were like, his shoulders is this and it's two. I'm like, nah, this dude's shoulders and his like neck, it actually looked like that. That's how jacked he was. And for this movie, Conan the Barbarian, I think the likeness is okay. Me personally, I don't think it's perfect likeness. I'm not giving it like a 10. But I think the likeness is okay. Overall, the statue, for me, I love the statue. Like overall.
Yeah.
I know it's sculpted. I know a lot of people have qualms with it being like sculpted and not rooted, but I mean, it's a statue, it's art. I mean, sometimes I'm like, David Da Vinci and all these other people, I'm like, they sculpted great statues, and it's not, you don't need rooted. I'm not a person who like, oh, it has to be rooted. I'm like, a lot of the greats, from before our time, it's all sculpted and made incredible statues. And I think this is really good. This version with the war paint, this is the one I would get. Like if I was doing halves, which I'm not against doing a half scale, but this wouldn't be the first one I'd get. I think this is incredible. Like as far as, because this was early in his career, because he did TV shows before he did movies, and this is one early in his career, and he actually looked like this. Because again, like with all of us, right, when we're young, we don't look the same like when we're like 15 or 20 as we do when we're like 40, right? Because I know, Jimmy, you don't look the same you did when you were like 15, right? I'm like, yeah, you look different. So this is babyface Arnold. I know a lot of people like thinking in their minds Terminator or other movies ahead, and I'm like, nah, this was like babyface Arnold early in his career. So he doesn't have that, roundish, maybe more, adult kind of like grown up, you know what I'm trying to say, kind of face. So this is similar to what he looked like in Conan the Barbarian. And I think it's cool. And I think anybody who gets this statue is gonna love it, because I saw the deluxe edition with this. You get the sword, like his was it his father's sword? I think it was his father's sword. But you get an extra sword with a base. I'm like, that is cool. Like I would get that just to have it. And this is incredible, man. I think PCS did an excellent job with this. I know they're getting slack from people in the community for different things, but overall, as a statue, I think it's great. And I give applause, because guess what? To me, right now, this is the best statue of Conan on the market. Talk about any scale. That's me. From what I've seen, from what's out there, unless somebody could say, prove me wrong or tell me different, which I know somebody would, but right now, I think this is the best Conan on the market. And I would totally get this to represent Conan if I did have scales.
Yeah. Okay, so look, I'm going to go back to last week and what I said before the official photos came out to it. And what I said last week was that, man, this is a great piece, and I think the likeness is there. I still say the likeness is there. I still say that the sculpt is fantastic. I love the extra sword feature. I love that he's wearing that necklace too. That's part of the movie.
Yeah.
The war paint version is the one that I would go with, even though I love the skull base. This is very hard to say that it does not look like Arnold to me. Okay, if I had to rate it like a percentage, at least 85 or 90%, man. At least.
I think the same. I'm like, it's not bad at all.
No, it's not
Not
bad.
100, but it's not
No,
not a 95 in my opinion. But it's a really good. It's a good.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Freddie. What would make it, as far as the likeness goes? What should they look at, and what should they improve?
I think uh his face needs to his jaw probably a little bit like a little more elongated to me.
Okay.
And tweak his nose a little bit.
Okay.
Um, his I mean his lips are fine. Small tweak. But I mean, again, I'm not like it's hard because again, a lot of us is stuck in our mind with what we see in Terminator, right? Like the older
Yeah.
Arnold. So
Yeah.
because if you even did the movies and you put the photo from Conan from early in his career, I don't know if it was like his second or third movie, but early in his career, and then you do like say Terminator, which is like in the prime of his career, like around there, right?
Yeah.
And you put them side by side, like in real life, they look totally different.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people have in their mind of old Arnold, and not necessarily young Arnold. And I know people are doing side by side comparisons, and I'm like, again, it's not 100% if you did side by side with a picture,
Mhm.
but as far as capturing that essence or likeness, which to me that's what it's all about, you know, I think they did an excellent job. I really did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Sexy Lamb said, like Freddie said, it was a younger Arnold with a fuller face. The hair details could be some sculpt. Yeah, I agree with
I
that.
agree. Yep, I agree. Sexy.
Yeah. I'll say one more thing. I'll let Alan go. But Freddie, you nailed it. It's. I think the jaw needs some. His jawline needs some adjustments. I think
Yeah.
that's where it is. Maybe ever so slightly on the cheeks. Maybe just a little bit. I mean, a tiny bit, just a little. And I think the hair is sculpted just nice. Now, keep in mind, I know this day and age, we have rooted hair, we have silicone skin, we have all sorts of things, right? But I think this piece doesn't need that. I really do. I think this is great the way it is. I say that, and you look at like the Aragon that's coming out by Infinity. It's unbelievable. Right? It's unbelievable. But I think this is great. I think this is a great option. And I know that Aragon is going to be like a $3,000 piece. This won't be that. So, but this is a great one. Okay, Mr. Kiefer, what do you think?
Overall, I like it. I like both versions. I think, yeah, I think the face sculpt needs a little bit of tweaking for me. I think his jawline is a little bit too wide.
Yeah.
The other thing that was kind of stood out to me because I took a real close look at how that black war paint is on there, and it looks to me like they've scribed a fine line around all of those black areas. If you get up real close and look at it enlarged, and then they like filled it in with the black, as opposed to it being completely smooth, his skin.
Mm.
If you get real close on it, I on my computer, you especially see it on his shoulder on the right hand side of the screen. You can see that there's like an edge there that's like scribed into the sculpt, and then it's like filled in black. So it almost looks like a piece of thin leather.
Yeah,
see
I
what
can
you
see
mean.
that. Yeah, I can see
Do you
that.
see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, and that kind of annoyed me a little bit.
Mhm.
Yes.
But
You know,
that's a nitpick, and I don't want to nitpick something. Overall, I think it looks good. I'm not sure that I would buy it.
Hmm.
I've got that life-size bust coming of Arnold
Yeah.
from Terminator. That realistically, it kind of blows this away. But again, that's
it's 100%
there's no
likeness to me.
it blows this away. But
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't compare it because it's silicone versus polystone.
And
It's
1-to-1.
glass,
Yeah.
glass eyes, rooted hair. It's a totally different scenario. I'm going to have to think about it. Again, can you guys see what I'm talking
I see.
about?
Yep, I see what you mean now.
Yep.
See it.
Okay, yeah, that kind of
Almost looks like a
bugged me little.
bodysuit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and that kind of bugged me. So I might be inclined, if I do get it, I might be inclined to get the one without the war paint.
You
For
know,
me.
Alan. You know, Alan. When you were talking about, because now I see what you're talking about. You have the Alita, so you know the war paint that Alita has under her eyes. If that looks real, because it looks like she
Yeah.
just took her finger and just smeared it, like you do in a football
Exactly.
game or something like that, or
Yeah.
you just smear it on. That looked real. So like, if they could
Yes.
mimic kind of like that paint job, like how they did that with Alita
Yeah,
for the war paint on her face, that'd be good. So I don't know,
yeah,
but again, I know this is a prototype, so
yeah.
I mean, this is
True.
yeah.
And I don't want to upset, PCS or
No.
other
Yeah.
collectors. Some collectors are going to look at this and absolutely love it, and there's nothing I'm going to say. I hope nothing I say deters them from buying it.
That's a
This
great
is just
statue.
my own personal little nitpicks.
Right.
Would it stop me from buying this? No.
Okay.
It wouldn't stop me from buying it. I think it's a great looking piece. The mixed media looks like it's done exceptionally well.
Yeah. And Alan, you have some great points, and I that I look now that I look at this more, I see what you're describing here, and I think we've all said this before, Alan. It's like our opinions. That's all it is. It's just an opinion of what we
Exactly.
feel it should be. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't buy it. What it does mean is
Right.
that this is the way I feel, and I may move on from this piece, but I do appreciate it, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
So
It captures the spirit of Arnold, to me, 100%. In
Yeah.
that movie, like
Yeah.
100%, it captures like how I feel with the Terminator bus, right? When you look at it, certain pieces, whether it's a
Right.
anime or Poison Ivy or whatever it is, like when you look at a piece, did they capture the essence of that character? And I think that they did with this Conan.
Well, I mean, if I had this in my collection, this particular one, even with the war paint, I would probably love the hell out of it.
yeah.
I mean, again, that wouldn't deter me from purchasing it. It's just something that I noticed that I'm just like pointing out.
Right.
The outfit is hot. They did a good job with the outfit.
They did.
It is, yeah. And I like the fact that you can get two different bases.
I do.
Very
love it.
cool.
Marcos, what do you think, man?
Me, I don't. I'm not a big Conan. I don't really know much about it. I know it's Arnold, obviously, but yeah, you probably got to zoom it out. Yeah.
Oh, that's the sword. That looks so good.
The one thing
that's
I'll say, he is young in the movie, but I was looking at pictures just now, and he still has like face stubble and stuff. Like I think they made him too clean cut.
Did you look at Barbarian or not the Destroyer? Because it's two different movies.
I just looked up Conan Arnold. So
Yeah, you got it's two. He has two different looks. I'm not sure which pictures you looked at.
Oh, I was looking at the one that not the war paint, but I was looking at the where they got the inspiration from, where it's like actually the other picture or the other piece.
Right.
So, can you go to it, Jimmy? Actually, real quick, the other one.
Yeah, I just want to point out that the sword on the left is his father's sword.
Okay.
The sword on the right is the other sword he picked up from the cave when he used in the movie. But yeah, that's what that is here. And I thought that was like just the intro of the movie of him forging that sword was just amazing. I just love that part of the movie. Anyways, let me go back over here. What foot are we talking about?
The whatever the other piece is, not the war paint.
Oh, the other. Okay, got it. Yeah. Let me do that real quick.
Is there supposed to be a difference in skin tone between the two versions?
Let's bring them up. I don't
Because
think
one
there
looks
is.
much darker skin tone.
Yeah, the war paint one is or in the movie.
There we go.
So yeah, you can kind of see a stubble, but I would just make it a little bit more pronounced, I guess, because like the photo that I saw, what you can obviously see like where they took inspiration from on this piece.
Mhm.
He looks a little older. He does. Like I get he is younger too, but he definitely looks older than this. Have you guys seen his son, like his son with his mistress? it looks just like him. Like he looks kind of like he's like his son is like mixed with like some type of Latino, and then like Arnold. So this looks more like his son than Arnold in a sense, but because he's so young. But it's not a bad piece though. Like
Yeah, I don't think it's bad either.
No,
I
for
do
me,
see
for me,
the change in the skin tone here that you guys are referencing to, and looking at this portrait here versus the other with the paint and everything else, I think the sculpt does need some work. The portrait, maybe even more so in this. Maybe just because of the lighting.
I just
But
think it's a paint job. I don't really think it's just you have to switch so much in the sculpt. I think it's just a paint job needs to be a little more detailed.
okay,
That's what I think. You know,
yeah.
it's a paint job actually makes a huge difference compared because I don't know. I just think a paint job would do it a little bit better, like a little bit better paint job. Who knows though? Like I said, I don't know much about this property, so my word really means nothing.
No,
I just, I was looking at pictures and like videos, and I was just giving my best shot. But that's what I'll say. Just like a little bit more paint job, a little bit more work in the paint job. I love that base though, right there. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I like the base.
Yeah, that base
yeah,
is
yeah.
anything with skulls and wings usually are always dope. So, but that's all I'll say about it.
wow, look at that. That looks good. All right, Mel, what do you think, man?
I haven't watched the movie though, but
Ever?
yeah, I haven't watched it. So,
Wow,
but
guys.
yeah, but
Oh man,
Him and Marcos is young, man. That's why.
I know.
but I think the scope it could be better, and and also the hair. I think it's needs more detail, I guess. But
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, for me, it looks good.
I think the
Yeah.
muscle looks fine. Like people complain
Yeah.
about that. I think the muscle actually is probably one of the better parts. So
No, that looks great. It looks great. I think it looks good. For me, this piece is what, look at this. This guy. This guy.
Momoa wish he was as jacked as this, man.
Yeah, no joke, right? Yeah, this is a piece that I think has potential, and I know they're still in the hey, this is what it's going to be. I think it needs some tweaking. I think it does. Do I think it's bad by any means? Absolutely not. I think it's a
no, I
great
agree.
piece. I really do. This was just posted a few minutes ago, and I had to show it because I was just like, my God, it looks amazing. So shout out to the collector posting this today and having this for us.
Ooh.
Wow. I am selling this piece, but every time I see stuff like this, I don't want to sell it anymore. But this piece has a presence to it that's like, it's like it almost has that Predator presence feeling to it because it's so big, and this it's just so great. This is the Berserk 1/3 from Prime One, the Rage Edition. So Melvin, you still looking at this?
Oh, sorry, what was that? I thought you were selling this, right?
Yeah, I am. I was going to, and every time I try to, I see stuff like this, and I don't want to. But I didn't know if you were still interested in picking one of these up because I got a lot of people interested, but no one's really, come to me and gave me the price I want yet. And I am not in no hurry whatsoever to sell this at all. I know if I get the price I want, then I'll sell it. If not, it'll stay in the collection. I'm not worried at all. So, but yeah, it's just a great piece. But I saw this today. I thought it was great. So, I mean, just to talk a little bit about tomorrow. I'm sorry, Friday is that. Just to recap a little bit. John from Queen Studios will be on with us Friday, and we will also have questions from the panel, but also from the chat. Everybody will be involved when John's here. John from NR and Queen, and have your questions ready because we're going to discuss the community and then also what Queen Studios has in the future. Also, keep in mind that PCS will be with us in a couple of weeks, which I still cannot believe. They will be on with us. And then a reminder that at the 500 mark, we're giving away a Jean Grey Sideshow Maquette statues of 1/4 scale with a Magispace, thanks to Brian Wong from Magispace. So make sure you're a subscriber to the channel. Make sure you're a subscriber to our our group also on Facebook, Godlike Statues. Guys, what else do we have for this evening?
You guys have anything to show? I can show a piece if you guys want.
Yeah,
Sure.
we can do one more.
Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead.
I mean, pull it up right now. Give me 1 second. This just actually came out today, so might as well just pull it up.
Marco's on dial-up 56K modem over there.
Is this still laggy?
Yeah, you're cutting out, and you're really blurry.
Oh shit! Okay, let me try to. Give me 1 second. I might. We'll just cancel the show or stop the show. Then it's all good.
All right, cool.
Laggy, my bad.
Yeah, it's just real laggy. So, well, look, we have a pretty big lineup this week, right? So Friday will be our John will be on the Queen Studio. So bring your questions. The panel will have questions for him also. I'm really looking forward to the future of Queen Studios, and also I might have a few Iron Man questions for him.
Oh, I'll
Just
bet.
throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. I will see you guys on Friday. Make sure you bring your questions. Noah, Freddie, Alan, Melvin, and Marcos, thank you for getting on so quickly. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you on Friday. Stay godlike. I'll see you then. Bye.
Peace.
Yeah.